Hello and welcome. This is Eagle-Eye 621, and what you see behind me is a very simple mob farm for Java 1.17. Now we are in the second snapshot, the 20W46A, so check the title to make sure that it still works in whatever version you are playing. This is a very simple farm. The one you see behind me is a general one that I will show you some tips at the end to be converted into a specific mob farm, like a creeper-only farm, for example. I'll show you how to build this, explain how it works, but if you can take a moment to just double-check you are still subscribed after that strange outage from a few days ago, and also click that button, be greatly appreciated. Now, the way in which this works looks pretty simple, but stick with me though. As I said, there are some tips. What you have here is your Snowier-Snow, that powdered snow, and it turns out that mobs can actually spawn in the snow itself, and that snow will also damage them. So what you're looking at is the Witherose farms that were essentially patched when they had mobs not able to spawn in them anymore, brought back with the Snowier-Snow. So in order to build this version, there are a lot of materials, but it's really not that complicated. I have here some of these slabs. You can replace them with full blocks if you want, but the ones on top you want to make spawn-proof. You are going to need some redstone blocks and some rails in whatever configuration that you want, with some hoppers, chests, and some hopper minecarts. And then I like to use this new tinted glass so you can see what's going on, as you can see through it, but it still blocks the light. You are going to need 256 of the snow buckets, and these are kind of a pain to get, so you're probably not going to want to go as big as fast. And it's also important to know that the way that this is built is all within a chunk. And the reason that I have it all in the same chunk is because of the minecarts specifically have issues. If you unload the wrong chunk and the minecarts move into unloaded chunks, you can have some issues. So let's build a smaller version just so you can get an idea of how this works. And like those new spy glasses. Let's get some of these into the inventory, and I'm just going to make a small 6x6. So this is 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then starting with this as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Some solid counting with Eagle-Eye 621 in there. Now let's fill these all in. You can see one of the drawbacks of this design in the background is that sometimes these witches will heal themselves, which is kind of irritating. Let's take a line through on this side. There's lots of ways to make these rails, but I'm just going to do it like this. And then we're going to have our pattern. And let's just make these our powered rails like this. And then we're going to have this coming all the way around, just so we can get some semblance of what's going on. And connect everything up so that our entire platform is completely covered. And then let's get a little bit more redstone right over here and have 2 more powered rails. And then we're going to just have a collection system, which is going to be a very simple hopper line coming through and underneath. And that way all of our hoppers can connect to this chest. And we can even just connect them to that specific hopper. And put down all of our rails back, if the computer would like to cooperate. And we have our base layer, and we can put our hopper minecart on there and get it moving. And that will happily move along. Just going to use some more solid blocks just to make it a little bit easier, but you can use top half slabs if you want to save on some materials. And fill all of this in as well. This is going to be our spawning platform. And on top of our spawning platform, we are going to put our powdered snow. And all of our powdered snow will fill this in all the way around. And a little bit more. And a little bit more. We're almost done already. Now, I like these tinted glass blocks, but as I said, you can use any block that will block out the light, which is what these do, but also allowing you to see through it. And come all the way around on all four sides. And on the top, again, any block that will block out the light, although you do want to make it non-spawnable, so you don't have mobs spawning on top, which will start to eat up your mob cap. And fill this in. And right now I have some night vision potion, which is about to go away, and you'll see that that area will turn back dark again. And in this area, you'll see as soon as I add this last one, that also turns dark, which is exactly what you want. Let's grab that potion again. Let's try that one more time so you can see back in it. And we're actually all done. So if you're looking for an AFK spot, you want to be 128 blocks above, but you want to make sure you're in 128 sphere from the corners. So really you can just figure about 100 blocks up, 110 blocks up, and you don't have to worry about it. You can make as many of these as you want in terms of platforms and layers. And you're going to have more spawning on this area because of some pack spawning algorithms that I don't exactly want to get into right now, but we should see some mobs popping up in this as well. Keep in mind that there could be some mobs popped up in there already, such as spiders, which you would not see, which can be in there and get you some string. Also, for the baby zombies, you will sometimes see just the little tips of their heads. Let's give it another few seconds, or it might have gone really too small to be able to demonstrate the spawning, but you can see it's exactly the same way in here. And I don't know if YouTube saw that, but sometimes when a spider spawns, oh, there you go, there's a lot more bigger ones. Let's drop back down, and you can see that very slowly, because they are in the powdered snow, they will start to take damage and freeze to death. I have had some of the zombies spawn in with leather gear, and while it seems to take them a little bit longer to die, although it's hard to tell whether it's just a new spawn, they do all eventually die anyways. And those drops will sink to the bottom of the snow, and then the hopper mine carts underneath will grab it, and the hoppers underneath those will grab and pull the items out. You can obviously make a proper unloading system if you want, but I was going for simplicity here, and simplicity means as few redstone parts as possible, just to make it nice and easy. Now, to get this powdered snow, you need to put some cauldrons down, and when it snows, there's a chance the cauldron will fill up. It needs to do that 3 times, and then you can right-click on that cauldron with a bucket. So I don't think this is super overpowered because the powdered snow is kind of a pain to get. So I'm hoping that Mojang won't patch this. You can see they all died. It'll get picked up by the hopper minecart and slowly will fill into this area. You can see we do get all of the different drops. Now, I did say there are some tips and tricks, and of course there are. Just as with the Wither Rose farms, there are things that you can do to make these creeper-only farms, such as by putting some trapdoors in the top of these blocks so that creepers are the only mobs short enough to spawn. You can also replace some of these snow blocks with some carpet to block the spider spawns and that kind of thing. And you can, as I said, just use the powdered snow as a replacement for any of your older Wither Rose farms that were patched when mobs that take damage from them were no longer able to spawn in them. And it really is that simple. Now, let me give a quick shout out to Ray's Works. It was in his last video about tips about the snow that he pointed out that mobs could actually spawn in this. And as soon as I saw that, this was the first idea I got. So I'll have a link to that video in the description. Be sure to head on over and drop him a like and a sub. If you like what you see in this video, I would appreciate that thumbs up. If you found it interesting, maybe even tell one of your friends or your favorite Minecraft YouTubers to see if they'll build this in their world. And for more videos like this, do be sure to subscribe. Thanks for stopping by.